respects others and themselves. Barney Video. Caring means sharing. To watch over and over again for $9.99.
It's no secret that personal computers have become common appliances in many households. There's so much you can do with the personal computer. Write letters, set up worksheets to analyze spending, store an inventory listing of office equipment, and so much more. If these features sound great, but the thought of weekends spent reading user manuals and a shelf full of software packages is more than you bargained for, then you'll love working with DeskMate 3. DeskMate 3 was designed with you in mind. The program gives you a blend of powerful applications like word processing, electronic worksheets, and filing programs, all in one software package. And DeskMate didn't stop there. Desktop utilities like calculators, calendars, and phone lists provide something for everyone. Even with all these powerful programs, DeskMate is easy to learn and use. The basic look and feel of DeskMate remains the same from program to program. So when you become familiar with one application, learning the others is a cinch. In this program, we'll look at how to use the main functions of this all-in-one software package. Then you'll be ready to start using the many applications in DeskMate 3 and move around the program with confidence. We've divided this program into chapters. Note the counter number on your VCR at the different chapters so you can easily go back for a second look at a particular chapter. Let's get started. In this first chapter, we'll go over the steps for installing the program and look at the many applications and accessories of DeskMate. If you have a Tandy 1000 SL or 1000 TL computer, no installation is necessary. DeskMate is already there. All you do is turn on the computer or press the F12 key to start DeskMate. But if you have a different type of computer, you'll need to install DeskMate. If your computer has a hard disk, all you do is load or copy the files from the program disk to the hard disk. To begin installing DeskMate, we'll insert the main program disk into drive A. At the A prompt, type Desk and press the Enter key. DeskMate's main screen or desktop appears. We'll install the program from the desktop. Across the top is the menu bar. Next to each menu title is a function or F key. We'll press the F7 key for the desktop menu and a list of commands pulls down. The first choice on the menu is Install. Press the down arrow key to highlight Install and then press the Enter key. From here, DeskMate basically does the installation for you. A special subdirectory named DeskMate is created and the program files are copied and stored there. When installation is complete, we're back on the desktop screen. If you are using a floppy-only system, you'll want to back up all of your original program disks onto backup disks. Consult your owner's manual for disk backup instructions. Insert the first backup disk into drive A and type Desk to start the program. Computer applications create, store, and manipulate information. There are three main types of applications. The first, databases, are like an inventory listing or a list of client names and addresses. The second, word processing, lets us compose letters and documents with the computer. Word processing makes it easy to edit and rearrange the text as we write letters and documents. The third, worksheets, lets us create numerical listings in columns and rows and then analyze and calculate these numbers. DeskMate 3 includes all of this and more. Telecom lets you communicate with outside computer services or directly with other computers. There's an address book program to store names and addresses. The calendar program helps you plan daily schedules. With the Hangman program, you can take a little break to have some fun. The Draw program lets you create simple graphics for letterheads and newsletters. The Form Setup program lets you create custom forms for storing data. There's even a program for linking up with nationwide computer services called PC Link. DeskMate's array of programs and features has something for every type of personal computer user. In Chapter 2, we'll look at the desktop screen tools and features. The main desktop screen is like an actual desktop with all of the items you're used to having on a desk, like a phone list, calendar, and notepad. Let's start at the top and look at the features and screen tools on the desktop screen. At the very top is the title line. First on this line is the Help key, F1. Whenever you need a little nudge in the right direction, you can press the F1 key to access an index of help topics and tutorials. The arrow keys move the dotted box to select the help topics. Notice the little cards stacked behind some of the help topics. These cards mean there is more information for that topic. We'll select the first choice. Move the dotted box to this topic and press the Enter key. This brings up more topics, all pertaining to the main topic. The data box at the bottom provides more instruction on how to move around the help menus. Help is always there, and it's context sensitive, so the help topics pertain to the particular application you're using. When you're through, just press the Escape key, and you're right back where you left off. The name of the program, DeskMate, is displayed on the title line, and right after that is the letter of the current disk drive and subdirectory. The current date and time also appear on the title line. Current, that is, if the correct date and time were entered when you first turned on the computer. It's a good idea to always set the right time and date. If your computer has an internal battery, the date and time are probably already set. The programs or applications appear in the application list boxes. The text application list box is highlighted. Pressing the Enter key takes us to the word processing application. Each application is a separate yet integrated part of DeskMate. Pressing the Escape key returns us to the desktop screen. Tandy put the 3 most popular programs in special octagonal application boxes on the main desktop screen: the calendar program, the address book, and the PC Link application. You'll use these programs all the time. In fact, these are my favorite programs in DeskMate. The right and left arrow keys move the highlight from one list box to another. You can also use the Tab key to move across the list boxes or the Shift+ tab to back up. When the application list box you want is highlighted, use the down arrow key to highlight a particular file in the program box. Then press the Enter key and the application loads with the highlighted file opened. DeskMate can be run with a pointing device called a mouse. An arrow appears on the screen when you use a mouse. To select an application with a mouse, we simply place the arrow in the application list box and quickly click the mouse button twice. One click highlights the application. The second starts the application. Above the program boxes is the menu bar. Pressing the function or F key next to each menu title displays the options or commands in that menu. These are called pull-down menus because they appear to pull down from the menu bar. To select an option from a menu, press the down arrow key to move down the list. Highlight the desired option and press the Enter key. With the mouse, click on the menu title and then double-click on the desired option. Let's press the F2 key to display the file menu and look at the Update screen option. With a floppy disk system, you'll need to insert different disks into the floppy disk drives as you continue through the program. When you're at the main desktop, each time you swap disks, you'll want to select the Update screen menu option. This option updates the desktop screen to display the programs on the newly inserted disk. There are many other important options in the file menu. Many of the most common MS-DOS commands can be completed from the DeskMate desktop. There are options to copy, delete, and rename your files. The command to exit DeskMate is located at the bottom. Under the Directory menu are the options to change, create, and delete directories. These become especially important if you own a hard disk. Format and disk copy are 2 valuable commands located in the Disk menu. Both of these are used when making backups of your DeskMate program disks. Instructions for making backups are in your DeskMate Getting Started magazine. We'll skip over the View and Sort By menus and stop on the Desktop menu. With the options in the Desktop menu, we can install new DeskMate applications and completely rearrange the desktop screen. Just as I can move my calendar around on my desktop, I can do the same with DeskMate Desktop. To move the calendar on the desktop screen, we'll highlight the Month box, then select Move from the Desktop menu. The calendar turns into a dotted box which we can move around the desktop with the arrow keys. When the box is positioned correctly, press the Enter key and the calendar appears in its new place on the desktop. I can even create application boxes to run almost any MS-DOS program right from the DeskMate desktop. Now, let's look at the Accessories menu. Press the F10 key to display the menu options. Let's select the first option, Setup. This lets you set the mouse settings, the communication settings, adjust the screen colors, set the printer settings, and the date and time. Press the Escape key to return to the desktop. Next is the Spell Checker, which finds misspelled words and offers suggested replacements. The calculator works just like the calculator on your desk. The only difference is the multiply and divide keys are the asterisk and backslash keys on the keyboard. You can also get an electronic tape on your screen of your calculations. The phone list provides a quick way to retrieve names and telephone numbers. If you have a modem connected to your computer and telephone, DeskMate can actually dial the numbers for you. The Cork Board is for storing notes and reminders. It's like a note on your refrigerator for leaving notes and messages. The Month option lets you look at this month's calendar, last month's calendar, next month's. You can even see what day your birthday falls on in 5 years. The current calendar displayed in the lower right corner is also part of this program. The alarm is a way to audibly and visually remind yourself of important events you can't afford to miss. You just turn it on, set the time, type in the message, and you're set. The To-Do List option lets you view the list of activities created in the calendar program. Activities will automatically be deleted as they occur. Your current activities can be displayed at any time, no matter where you are in the DeskMate program. The Task Switch lets you switch back and forth between applications. For instance, we'll start the Text program. Now in this program, we'll press the F10 key and select Task Switch from the Accessories menu. This returns us to the desktop where we'll select the Calendar program. Once the Calendar program is loaded, we can select Task Switch to move back and forth between the programs. To leave the applications, we just press the Escape key to return to the familiar desktop screen. And finally, notice the Teach Me box in the lower left corner. Selecting this program loads and runs the DeskMate 3 tutorials. These practice exercises are a great way to really learn the program. The desktop screen is one of the reasons why DeskMate is so popular. The ease of accessing programs and the variety of features offered makes the desktop screen indispensable. In Chapter 3, we'll look at DeskMate's text application. Word processing is probably the most common software application used in personal computing, and DeskMate's word processing application is one of the easiest to learn and use. The text box is the first application list box on the desktop. All of the documents created and stored with the text application are listed in this list box. To bring up an existing letter or document, we use the arrow keys to highlight the file and press Enter. Notice these arrows. They're for scrolling through the list of files with the mouse. Place the mouse cursor on the down arrow key and click the mouse button. This moves us through the files. We can scroll up or down to locate the file we need. To start a new document, we'll highlight Text and click twice. This takes us to a clean computer page ready for text. If you can type on a typewriter, you can type on a computer word processor. Think of the screen as a piece of typing paper. Only here, instead of typing letters on a piece of paper, you enter electronic characters onto a computer screen. As you type on the keyboard, the characters pop onto the computer screen. The blinking line is called the cursor. This indicates your position on the screen. To move the cursor without entering text, use the arrow keys. DeskMate word wraps the text. The text is automatically moved to the next line, so you don't have to worry about hitting the carriage return at the end of the line. In fact, there is no carriage return key. Whenever you want to end a paragraph or insert a blank line, you just press the Enter key. Putting the text on the screen is easy, and so is making corrections. No more ripping out the paper and starting over. By pressing the backspace key, we can erase the text character to the left of the cursor, and the delete key erases the character to the right of the cursor position. The era of the electronic page has made it possible to say goodbye to liquid corrections and quit worrying about all the time it used to take retyping documents. DeskMate 3 includes several more choices about how the characters are put into the computer screen. For example, if we move the cursor up into a line of text and begin typing, the existing text moves over to make room for the new text. This is the insert mode. This is the default setting when you first load the text application. The insert key on your keyboard is like a toggle switch that lets you go back and forth between inserting and typing over text. By pressing the insert key, we switch to the type over mode. Notice the cursor changes from a vertical line to a box. When you enter text in the type over mode, however, the existing text is replaced with the new text. Whole sections of text can be deleted by using the block feature. Selecting a text block is as easy as placing the cursor at the first character to be blocked, holding down the Shift key, and then using the arrow keys to highlight the text. Once it's highlighted, we'll press the delete key and the text is gone. The commands to manipulate text are found on the pull-down menus. Each menu has options for opening a new file to inserting graphic pictures. One nice thing about DeskMate 3 is the similarity of the menu titles and options from application to application. When you're familiar with one application, you have an advantage because the similar menus make it easy to learn the other applications. This is, in fact, one reason why DeskMate is so popular. Let's take a quick look at the pull-down menus in the text application to get familiar with the menu options. Under the File menu, we find New to start a new document, Open to open an existing document, and Save for saving our document. Notice that Save appears lighter. This indicates that the menu option is not currently available. Before we can save a document, we first must name the document using the Save As option. This is the same for most applications that run under DeskMate 3. There's a lot of text functions in the File menu: Merge, Page Setup, and Print, and of course the Exit command. Next is the Edit menu for editing our document. Here we can cut, copy, paste, clear, select, and even undelete blocks of text. To the right of certain options are keyboard shortcuts called accelerators. We can use the keyboard accelerators to quickly select a menu option without displaying a menu to select it. For instance, to undelete a block of text, we can just press and hold the Control key and type U. Insert is just like the Insert key on the keyboard. The little check indicates we're in the insert mode. The proof command is the spell checker. And by the way, any DeskMate dealer can provide you with the DeskMate Thesaurus companion that includes 220,000 synonyms to help you find just the right word. The text menu gives us options to change the style of a document. We can create bold or underline text, center our text, and indent paragraphs. Next is the Search menu. With the Find option, we can locate a certain word or phrase in a document. The Substitute option lets us find a word and then substitute it for another. As you can see, there are accelerators for many of the menu options. The Layout menu lets us define the headers and footers, insert page numbers, and insert today's date into your document. The Add field option creates a place on your document for name and address information when preparing form letters to everyone on a certain list. To fill in the fields, select the Print Form Letter option in the File menu. You will then be prompted to choose which list of names and addresses from the address book you would like the document to be merged with. Okay, now let's call up a saved document. Press the F2 key for the File menu and select Open. The files appear in the list box. Here it is, a letter to a customer named Client. We'll press the arrow key to highlight Client. Press Enter and it appears on the screen. We'll use the Substitute menu option to change the word typewriter to DeskMate text in the letter. This box asks for the words to be substituted. You'll need to include a space before and after the words, or the program will look for that grouping of letters, even if they're a part of a longer word. Press the Enter key and the program begins searching for typewriter and substituting it with DeskMate text. Now let's check the spelling. DeskMate has a 90,000-word dictionary built in. The entire document will be checked for spelling errors by selecting the Proof option from the Edit menu. Misspelled words are shown in context. You can let the spelling stand as is or scroll with the arrow key down to select one of the suggested corrections. In the upper corner of the box is the Options menu. This lets us add words to the spelling dictionary. Choosing a suggested spelling automatically inserts the word in place of the misspelled one. With the Layout menu, we can add headers or footers to this document. A header or footer allows you to put a common line of information on every page, like a chapter title. Let's call it Report to Clients. Long documents need page numbers. With DeskMate, place the cursor where the page number will appear and then select Page Number from the Layout menu. DeskMate 3 inserts a number symbol. The actual number will be added when the document is printed. The date is added to the document in the same way. Put your cursor where you want the date to print and then select the Today's Date option in the Layout menu. A special coded symbol is inserted and the current date will be added when the document is printed. To make the title of this document bold, we'll hold down the Shift key and press the arrow key to highlight all of the letters of the title. Then select Bold from the Text menu and presto, a bold title. This is also the way to underline text. We can also manipulate how the text will appear when printed. The Page Setup command in the File menu lets us specify how the page is to be printed. Here you can choose the page format, whether it's printed horizontally or vertically, the margins, line width, lines per page, and a single or double spaced document. Just fill the dialog boxes with the correct information and say OK. We've made some real changes to our document, like correcting misspelled words, resetting the margins, and adding page numbers and the date. We're ready to print our document, but first, we should save our work. Select File, then select Save, and our client text file is saved with the new changes. It's always a good idea to keep a recently saved version on the floppy disk. The Print option is in the File menu. After the document has printed, there's a procedure that I normally follow, and that's correcting all of the mistakes I've made. In the old days, you just got frustrated, went through a lot of paper, and retyped the whole thing. Now, with the document safely saved inside the computer, we can make any corrections and quickly reprint the document. As you can see, DeskMate's text program can make ordinary letters exciting and certainly a lot easier to prepare and correct than the old typewriter. In this chapter, we'll look at the address book application. The address book program lets us record names and addresses, and it also creates address lists for mailing form letters, newsletters, even Christmas cards. Moving across the desktop screen, we'll open the address application box. Once the address book is open, we can enter names and addresses on the appropriate lines. The cursor is blinking at the title line. We'll enter Doctor, then press the Tab key to move to the next line. Here we'll type the first name. Press the Tab key and type the last name. Press Tab again, and the cursor moves down to the address line. To make changes or fix typos, use the arrow keys or Shift plus Tab to move the cursor to the previous line. We'll type the city. Press the Tab key, type in the state, press the Tab key, then enter the zip code. The current field line at the bottom lets us know what field we're in. When we press the Tab key again, the cursor moves to the birthday and anniversary box. We'll enter a date and press the Tab key. Now the word birthday is highlighted. We can change birthday to read graduation instead by just typing in the new name. The same goes for anniversary. We can make it a reminder for whatever special occasion we want. Press the Tab key again, and we're in the Notes box. Here, you can put a little message to yourself, kind of like an index card to remind you of something special. With all of the information entered, we'll save the address listing to the file. Press the F5 key and the address menu pops down. Select the Add option and the entry is saved and listed in the index box on the left. Notice the name and address lines on the address book are slightly separated. That's because the name line and the city, state, and zip are each separate pieces of data. Special lists, like a Christmas list, PTA list, or a business list, can be recorded in the address book. In fact, you can create 25 different lists. By selecting the List menu and choosing the New option, we can enter a list name like Christmas in the dialog box. Then press the Enter key to select the OK button, which is highlighted with the dotted box. To add an existing name to a new list, just highlight the name in the index list and select Add to a List from the Address menu. Then select the list the name is to be added to. A name can be added to several lists. Highlight the name, select Add to List, and hold down the Shift key while pressing the arrow key to highlight each list the name is to be included in. To bypass a list, hold down the Control key and press the arrow key. This way, the name is included just on the list you want. The spacebar activates the highlighted selection or unchooses a selected choice. When you create different lists with different names, you're creating pre-sorted lists. And with a little planning, these organized lists can be used to create form letters. You can create a list of business clients, then use this list to create form letters that include client names and addresses on the document. The ability to create lists and then merge these lists with the document in the text application to create customized form letters has made DeskMate's address program very popular. In Chapter 5, we'll look at the features of the calendar and PC link applications. The calendar program lets you keep track of important dates and plan out your day, your week, your month, however long you need. The first thing you usually see is a monthly calendar, but don't let that stop you. There's a lot more to this program. The current day is highlighted with the cursor. Pressing the arrow keys lets us move to any day we want. In the display menu, we see that monthly is checked. We'll select daily to switch to a daily planner. This is a special organization tool for scheduling, organizing, and tracking your activities. The date highlighted on the monthly calendar is the date on the daily planner. Let's enter an upcoming event into our daily planner. We'll select the Add option in the Event menu. In this dialog box, we'll type in the start time and end time. As always, use the arrow keys or the Tab key to move through the dialog box. Press the Tab key to move the PM box, and press the space bar to move the highlight from the AM to the PM box. Type a description of the event on the description line. This will appear on the Daily Planner screen. The dotted line around the OK button indicates this button is selected, so we'll press the Enter key, and the meeting is recorded on the daily schedule. Each time I select Add from the Event menu, a new box will pop down, and I can add a new event. You can enter a description and not a time, and this will be listed on the schedule with the word Note. There's another way to make plans by looking at a bigger picture. Let's display the weekly calendar. We can see the time slots entered in the daily calendar. We can also add more events right from this calendar. Use the Shift plus the arrow key to highlight a block of time. With the mouse, we would hold down the mouse button and drag the mouse across the line to block out a section of time. Now again, we'll choose the Add option in the Event menu. The start and end times are already recorded in the dialog box. We'll enter a description and press the Enter key to select the OK button. Let's return to the monthly calendar. The little bar charts in each day represent scheduled events. Fully scheduled hours are the longest, while partial hours are short. At a glance, we can see what mornings or afternoons are busy, or when a day is open. In the Events menu at the bottom, there's an Annual Occasion option to insert a special day, like your anniversary. This event will stay in your calendar and appear year after year. There's also a Reminder option that lets you remind yourself of important topics or events until they're taken care of. Reminders carry over from day to day until you delete the message. The calendar program is my favorite feature in DeskMate, and I'll bet you'll use it all the time once you give it a try. The PC Link application is also a favorite. PC Link provides access to nationwide online computer services. With this application and a modem, which is a device used to connect your computer to the telephone, you can get news stories, stock quotes, encyclopedia information, and much more. All this and more can be yours for a flat monthly fee. This rate is available during evenings, weekends, and holidays, and your first month is free. You also get 2 free hours of the PC Link Plus service. This premium side of the PC Link includes electronic mail and public chat areas. An old high school friend and I use the electronic mail feature to keep in touch. DeskMate comes with a demonstration of some of the services PC Link has to offer. So take a minute and take a tour sometime. You'll want to sign up right away. In Chapter 6, we'll look at the filer and form setup applications. Okay, now let's talk about the database program called Filer. My insurance man has been on me to create a listing of our household items for a homeowner's insurance policy. We'll create a database file for all of my personal home inventory items. The Programs list box at the far right holds the rest of the standard programs in DeskMate. All of the programs that are on your hard disk or current floppy disk can be found in this list box, even programs like the text application that has its own application list box. Highlight Filer and press the Enter key to load it. If you're a floppy disk user and Filer isn't in the list box, you'll need to insert the program disk with the Filer program. Then press the letter U while holding down the Control key. This updates the desktop and loads the Filer program into the list box. The easiest way to get started is to use one of the sample forms in Filer. We'll use the one called Inventory. A form similar to an index card appears on the screen. Using one of the pre-designed sample forms makes creating databases much easier. Now we can enter the inventory information. Use the tab to move from field to field and the Shift plus tab key to back up a field. After filling out a card, we'll select Add from the Records menu to add the entry to the database and start a new one. Let's enter a few more. Every field is assigned a number. The item is entered into field number 1. The price is field number 2, and so on. The same type of information will be entered into the same field number for every entry. Okay, this time to add the entry to the database, we'll use the accelerator keys Control plus A. All of these entries will be stored in the Filer program. We can make changes to previously entered data as needed. From the Records menu, we can choose First, Last, Next, or Previous to move through the inventory listings. And we can clear an entry that is no longer needed. With this information entered into the program, we can now sort through the entries to organize and analyze the inventory database. Let's say we wanted to see just those items we paid more than $100 for. To do this, we'll select Find from the Records menu. The inventory forms can be sorted by price, age, color, any of the entries we placed on the forms. The price is entered in field number 2, so we'll select that from the first box. Press the Tab key, and here we'll select Greater Than or Equal, and press the Tab key. Now, in the value line, we'll enter $100 and press the Enter key. This sorts the listings and displays only those that cost $100 or more. Now, let's learn how to print out the inventory listing. First, select the File menu and highlight the Print Record option. By printing just one record first, we'll get a chance to see how the listing will look. Then when everything looks good, we can print the whole report. Below Filer in the Program list box is another program called Form Setup. This lets us create customized entry forms for use with the Filer application. Take a look at this sample form designed for entering data about car maintenance records. This example is included with DeskMate for form design ideas using pictures created with the Draw program. With the Filer program to enter data for storing and sorting, and the Form Setup program to design the forms to store and print, there's no limit to the variety of database filing information you can create. In this final chapter, we'll look at DeskMate's worksheet application. Electronic worksheets are responsible for much of the growth of the personal computer industry. A worksheet can help you prepare budgets, figure expenses, and plan financial activities. We'll select Worksheet from the Program list box to start the program. This takes us to a new blank worksheet. As you can see, there are columns and rows. Columns are numbered starting from 1. We move across the columns with the left and right arrow keys. There are 99 columns across. Rows are also numbered from 1 to 99, but the page down key or the down arrow key scrolls down the rows. The worksheet is bigger than the screen can show us all at one time, so the arrow keys and the page up and page down keys let us move different parts into view. The highlighted block indicates the active cell. Each cell is named according to its location on the worksheet. The first cell in row 1 under column 1 is called R1C1. This is called the home cell. Pressing Control plus the Home key jumps the cursor back to the home cell. To type a title onto the worksheet, we'll use the Start Text selection in the Cells menu. The accelerator keys, Control plus T, are also a quick way to start entering text. If you need to type in a title larger than one cell, you'll have to highlight the cells for the title. Hold the Shift key and press the right arrow key to highlight the whole area. Now enter the long title, then select End Text from the Cells menu. Let's select Open in the File menu and scroll down through the sample files and any files previously created. All worksheet data files end with the letters WKS. Highlight the correct file and then press Enter to open the file. The active cell is where we enter the worksheet data, the labels, text, numbers, and formulas. Labels identify the worksheet categories. Entering labels and numbers is like typing with the word processor. The real advantage to a worksheet is that you can insert formulas to calculate and manipulate numbers. Let's total the purchase budget on this spreadsheet. We'll type total in this column, then enter the formula to add up the rows. Press the F6 key for the Cells menu and then select the Formula option. From the active cell position, a box pops on the screen where you enter the formula for that cell. To add cells together, type in the first cell's name, put in a plus sign, and type in the next cell's name. But if you have a lot of cells, there are functions that execute pre-programmed calculations. We'll type sum, open parentheses, then list the first cell we want to add up. Then close the parentheses and the column is totaled. You don't have to know the actual mathematical procedures. Let's copy this formula to all the cells in this row. First go to the Edit menu and select the Copy command. Once we have selected Copy, move to the cell where you want to insert the formula and select the Paste option from the Edit menu. These are called relative cell formulas. The formula is oriented to the positions of the cell. And finally, don't forget to save your work. Select the Save As option from the File menu. Remember to choose a name that's no more than 8 characters and represents what's in the file. Anytime the data is altered in the worksheet, we need to resave the worksheet. If the old version isn't important, use the same file name to overwrite the old worksheet information with the new one. If you want to save both the old and the new versions, give the new worksheet a new name. All that's left now is to print out the worksheet. Let's see. Select the Print option from the File menu. Print to the printer and then OK. The ability to create electronic worksheets and use mathematical formulas to analyze the data have made the worksheet application a popular part of DeskMate's software package. DeskMate also allows simple installation of other DeskMate applications. Insert the program disk into the drive, press F7 for the desktop menu, then select the Install option. Installation is easy with DeskMate user interface. We'll display the program's application box right on the desktop. Now we can highlight the box and press the Enter key to start the program. See how easy this program is to run? That's because it's written to look and feel like DeskMate. Look for programs bearing the DeskMate logo in fine computer and software stores everywhere. You can buy these applications confident that you'll know how to install and run the program without even reading the manual. To leave DeskMate 3, we'll select Exit from the File menu. DeskMate 3 is a powerful software environment, powerful because of its many features and applications. From the calendar program to the electronic worksheets, DeskMate has a program for almost every type of personal computing. DeskMate is also user-friendly. The program list boxes and pull-down menus make the program very easy to learn and use. The ability to load the application from the desktop and switch back and forth between applications makes DeskMate a true all-in-one program. In this video program, we've introduced you to DeskMate's most important features. In no time at all, you'll be creating databases and analyzing worksheets with your DeskMate 3 software. Thanks for joining me, and good luck.